What?
They collectively trained a neighborhood of wild birds.
Oh my god, that's incredible. Crows are fucking smart, dude. They're smart ass birds. They're also huge and kind of terrifying.
Oh,
but yeah, dude,
so
they're smart as
scary
shit.
up close.
It's insane. Holy shit, man.
I feel like they just unlocked some kind of power though. Like imagine the kind of like you could wield this power for, dude. You could have them attack the Texas Senators or some shit like that. Everyone in Texas just start fucking like feeding your crows. Hey guys, welcome to episode 40, baby.
We hit
40.
The big 4-0.
Big 4-0. Over the hill officially. If this podcast was 40 years old, we'd be getting cheesy cards from our friends.
Dude, we should have gotten like a shitty like over the hill balloon.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like a headstone.
Yeah, exactly. Like lordy, look who's 40. Oh,
Yeah.
the worst fucking the absolute worst puns.
Just make this whole thing terrible. Mm-hmm. Just crap it off that way.
Dad jokes the whole time.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's kind of what we do anyways.
It kind of is what we do. You're right. We got, what was this place called?
It's like Hayat's Grill.
Hayat.
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 I think it's Hayat.
Something. Anyways.
We gotta know.
Yeah.
It's like
Hayat.
Hayat's Kitchen. Yes.
Hayat's Kitchen. There's shawarma. They have, all kinds of stuff. We got shawarma wraps. They're over on Burbank Boulevard, I believe. And I ordered an Thai iced coffee. For some reason, they had a Thai iced coffee, and I didn't think that I maybe shouldn't order a Thai iced coffee from a non-Thai food place. And what came was a regular black coffee. And I don't like the taste of coffee.
I mean, if you don't eat it, I will. Eat it, drink it.
I'm going to try it and see if it's actually anything other than black coffee. And if it is not, I might just hand it over to Brian.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Got it. And it came with a little, was that baba ganoush?
Baklava?
Baba
ganoush is eggplant.
Yeah. That's what I meant. God damn it. Yeah.
We got there.
Baklava. Oh, wow. This shit is dripping. What is it? Okay.
What did you order?
Same thing as you.
Oh, sick. So, for anybody who is unaware, chicken shawarma. Basically just a fucking pita wrap. But shawarma is like a combination of different like spices and stuff. And it's fucking delicious. And I love it so much.
Okay.
Yeah? Have you never had it before?
I've had shawarma, but
Okay.
it's usually like beef or lamb, I guess, right? Like Euro meat.
I love like normal Euro meat, like lamb and stuff like that, but like the fact that it is lamb, like kind of just freaks me out a little bit. Yeah, so I don't generally eat it that much.
I feel that, but that fucks. There's like pickles in here.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, dude, this is loaded with chicken though. Holy shit, they absolutely crushed it. $8 for a fucking wrap, can't beat that.
We were like looking on the menu for like what was what, and I was like, I want this combo, and Nick was like, one of these two, and one was like $13, and one was $30, and I was like, what the fuck?
It was the same shit. Well, I think the shawarma, the $30 one was the one with, it was like a whole plate, so it probably had like, the shawarma and then like a side and another side and pita and hummus, and then the hummus was $10, and that's why it was. The hummus. That's why it's 30.
I went to a UCB show. And,
I love UCB.
Dude, so good. I love that shit so much. And this one guy did like a one-man sketch where he was like an elderly Armenian dad at like a Lebanese restaurant with like his three sons, and it was like him trying to order for everybody, like doing all like the mannerisms and stuff. And he was just like trying to order like 5 hummuses. Dude, it was so funny.
Dude, I fucking miss comedy shows.
Me too.
I miss them so much. You know what's crazy?
We still have our tickets for
Tiny Meat Gang.
Yeah.
For October of this year. I don't think that's happening.
I don't either. I really doubt it.
Maybe next year.
A boy can dream, but I don't think we're gonna get our shit together by then. Let's be honest.
Very messy. Very good. I give it an 8.5 for taste. There's a lot in here. Great value. Fries are really good. But it's not very structurally sound. It just wasn't wrapped very well.
Yours isn't, which is weird because mine's been
yours
like
fucking,
pristine.
Yours is incredible.
Usually my shit falls apart before yours does.
Well, overall though, not bad.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, like, the nice thing about like shawarma and pita wraps and stuff like that is that it's just like a simple dish, simple meal to have, and it's usually pretty cheap. You can never go wrong with it.
Yeah.
So I'd probably sit around like an 8.5 in total.
It's reliable.
I think like it's good and reliable. I think there could be like a little bit more of a pop in there, like a little fresh taste.
Yeah.
But man, I love it so much. Good place. Yeah, I'd go back.
I would too,
For sure.
I think so. I ordered Indian food last night. I haven't had Indian food in so long. It was so good.
That was my second suggestion. If we didn't do this, I was going to say Indian. So I'm glad that we went with this.
And I ordered it at like, it was late. I ordered it, well, not like late for me. I ordered it at like 9 p.m. Which
Dude, you're so old.
I'm normally in bed by like 10. Dude, 9:30, I'm like in bed on weekdays, and then like 10, I'm like asleep. It's wild. Ordered it at 9 p.m. And I'm like, should I eat this? Like, oh, whatever, it'll be fine. 9 p.m. Fall asleep.
No.
Completely fall asleep.
Oh my god.
Get a knock on the door, or on the buzz on the intercom. An hour and a half later, I missed a bunch of notifications saying that your Postmates like they didn't have what you wanted, whatever. So I missed a notification from them asking for a
substitute.
A substitution. Missed all kinds of shit. And then an hour and a half later, I guess they were just like, oh fuck it, we'll just get them something. 10:30 p.m. I get my food, half asleep. I'm like, oh.
You're like, hey man.
I'm like falling asleep in my fucking tikka masala. Fucking went to bed.
That's so funny. Did they just like leave it at the door? Otherwise, like the dude's just like hanging outside for like an hour and a half?
Yeah, they just leave it at the door.
Okay, good.
They usually do.
We've like, so the way that our building is like labeled is my apartment number is 5 numbers, like 5 digits. So like when we tell people that, they're like, wow, you must have like a lot of apartments. I'm like, no, they just named it stupidly. That's like the first number dedicates to like, or indicates like the building.
Okay.
And then the second one is like the part of the building. And then the last 3 numbers are like the floor and unit number, you know?
Wow. So complicated.
So stupid. So every time we like order food, it's almost like they either find it after a long ass time or I get like a phone call and they're just like, hey man, I don't know where the fuck you are. And I'm just like, dude, just hang in the parking lot. I'll come down to you.
You get the notification that they're here like 20 minutes before you actually get the food at your door.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah. It's wild.
And I like have the little thing open and I watch it just like moving around the building. I'm like, oh, this poor soul.
That's so funny. I don't know why apartment buildings do that. What a
It's so weird.
Machine.
Yeah, and it's like I've just never seen that before. Like it
I've never heard of that either.
Yeah,
5 digits on an apartment? I mean, on houses, yeah, but like on an apartment unit number? It's wild.
Yeah, like the actual like street address is less numbers than my apartment number. It's so funny, and I'm just like, you motherfuckers. It's like this could have been so easy.
That's so funny.
You're killing me, man.
All right, I gotta try this coffee.
All right, dive in. Let's see where we go.
It just smells like black coffee.
Some Bloffy. Black coffee? All right. It's mine, baby. Not liking it at all?
I'm not a fan.
Is there any like taste to it?
There's taste. There's a lot of taste. It's black coffee taste.
It's just fucking coffee, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in there. I really don't. Try it and let me know what your coffee expertise thinks.
We gotta cleanse the palate. It's full of French fry right now.
There was a bunch of like black stuff at the bottom of the cup. So I thought that might be...
It's usually like grounds.
Yeah,
if it's like just sitting at the bottom.
Could be that. I think it's literally just black coffee.
Yeah, it's just black coffee.
It's just black coffee.
Oh, God, that's good, though.
Wow.
All right, so 2 Drake tears for me. Let's fucking go, baby.
Oh, speaking of comedy shows, you see Crystalia is like, he made like a public apology on YouTube.
I didn't see it. I saw the headline of the article, and I was just like,
Oh, there was an article about it?
Yeah.
Makes sense. He made a YouTube video called It's Been a While. And I'm like...
Not a good start.
Here's the thing. I fully went into it expecting like, God, this is going to be a fucking hack, a little joke, like...
He's going to like make light of the whole situation.
Yeah, he's going to be like, oh, you know, this and this and this, blah, blah. dude, like, deadpan, no cuts, very serious for 9 minutes.
Wow.
Like
9 minutes? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was like, yo, listen, like, here's what I believe, here's what happened. This absolutely was not wrong. Or it was not, this is what happened, this is the truth. I was 100% wrong in doing this, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes on to this thing of saying, like, how he's, like, addicted to sex, and he's struggling.
He's
like,
doing the tiger thing, dude.
He's doing the tiger thing. But it seemed like coming from a place of sincerity, and he's like, I'm working on it. Like, he's like, I'm going to therapy. He's like, but I need help, like, blah, 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 very clearly. Mm-hmm. And, I sympathize with him. It's got to be tough going through an addiction like that. Obviously, what he did was very wrong.
Yeah.
But I also believe that, like, one person, I don't know the whole scope of it. If there were multiple instances or what. I only know about the one instance or maybe the two instances or something like that.
I mean, I don't even, like, actually know anything that happened. I just know, like, there was something that happened, and I am always on the side of the survivor.
He was 100%. He was, from my understanding, he was, like, kind of, like, grooming someone, being like, are you, he's like, I'm in town, and then, like, until...
Yeah.
Like,
I do remember this now.
The girl was underage, and he's like, okay, I'm not going to hook up with you, but, like, he would, like, keep talking to her and stuff and be like, all right, like, let me know when you're 18 type of shit. Like, super seedy shit. But anyway, so he breaks down in this interview, or not interview, just podcast type thing.
No.
He's like, yeah, I fucked up. I'm getting help. Like, clearly it was not right of me. He's like, I would literally go to... He's like, I was like beyond addicted to, like, having sex with people. He's like, I would go to a new city. He's like, I would open my DMs. He's like, I'd probably get like 20 to 30 before the show and another 50 after the show. He's like, I would respond to every single one of them. He's like, I would sit there for hours and respond to all my DMs.
Now, here's the thing. If that's just like a dude just talking to his fans, that's actually kind of sick. That's like okay, cool. Like, it's like an artist interacting with someone.
That's not what it was, 100%.
Yeah, but you know what he was fucking doing, and that's really creepy.
Yeah. He's like, I would just like, he's like, I have cheated on every woman I've been with. I've cheated on my fiance multiple times. I've cheated. He's like, I have a son. Bro. He's like, I really thought that would be like the tipping point for me. He's like, it was not. I cheated on her multiple times, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
I'm like, fucking A. Like, takes a lot of guts to come out and say that, clearly.
True.
Clearly, the first step to recovery is admitting you're wrong and, like, seeking help and shit. And I think he's doing that. Wish him the best. Don't really know what this means for his career, but it does take,
yeah, like,
some kind of balls to do that.
It's much better than the way that fucking Louis and, like, Kevin Spacey did it, where they were just like, I'm just going to deflect as much as I can.
100%.
So, like, I mean, absolutely what he did was fucking wrong.
Yeah. And
I'm not 100% sure if... Well, not even 100% sure. I can't support him, given the circumstances, because it's pretty fucked up. But if in the future he makes up for it and, like, puts forth effort to make sure that this doesn't happen to other people, I might start slowly getting back on board.
Right.
This kind of shit's not something that I try to, like, mingle with or think too much about. I'm always just like, hey, if somebody says that this happened, that's a fucking heavy thing to admit, especially if you are, like, a victim, because you're just going to get, especially someone, I mean, I guess Chris D'Elia is not, like, at the same level as, like, Louis C.K. or, like, Kevin Spacey was at that time. But,
not at that time, for sure. But, I mean, like, he's not like a nothing.
Oh, no, absolutely not. But, I mean, like, he's not going to, like litigate you into bankruptcy and shit like that, So, like, I just, if there's, like, some real atonement for it, and, like, the victim, like, comes forth, or victims, I don't know how many there were, if they come forth and are, like, willing to forgive him as well, then I will consider that as well. But yeah, this kind of stuff is always just, it's so skeevy to me. Like, anytime someone uses, like, their power to, like, gain that kind of shit over somebody, like, it just that's an instant write off for me.
100%. So. It's so gross. And, like, I have a hard time separating the art from the artist. Like once because I know some people are like, yeah, but like his comedy's so funny, or like, you know, for like a musician, like, yeah, but their songs are so good, and yeah, it's like, sure, they're good, and the numbers show that they're good,
but they're a bad person.
But like, I can't like, I you know, obviously it's not just us, but like, I know a lot of people also have issues with this.
Yeah.
But I think it's a pretty divisive topic. Like, you know, should you still, or are you still able to? I'm not going to tell someone what they can and can't do, but like, does it sit right with you?
Right.
I guess, like, still supporting this person's art when they themselves are like, kind of pieces of shit.
Right. And that's kind of like that. Ultimately, like that's where it kind of comes down to is like, because like Megan, one of her favorite movies is American Beauty, but she cannot fucking watch that movie anymore because like she just like can't look at Kevin Spacey, and like I kind of am in agreement of that, and like I love Edgar Wright, and like he's my favorite director, and Kevin Spacey's in Baby Driver, and I love Baby Driver, and now I just can't fucking watch it anymore
because you know public apologies are so. Just fucking, you know, everyone's made a public apology.
Yeah, dude, you can lie your way through that shit so hard.
Easy, dude. It's so interesting because I was literally talking with someone yesterday about like Chris Brown, and people were like, you know, like fucking piece of shit guy, right?
Horrible.
And he's like, because obviously whenever he beat up Rihanna,
dude,
people are like, sorry,
how?
Yeah, I don't know how you do
that
to someone, to anyone,
anybody,
to any person, right?
Let alone somebody that you are like supposed to be in love with or something like that. Yeah. It's fucking weird, dude.
And then so someone was like, this guy that I was talking to was like, yeah, but like he was young and dumb, like that doesn't excuse it. But then like, say for example that was like an isolated incident, and then he makes his public apology, whatever. Still piece of shit. But that's not an isolated incident. It's happened like 6 more times. And, like, that's so clearly, like, it's just, like, you know, he's not putting forth the effort. And that's why public apologies don't mean shit. Everyone has made an apology. Every YouTuber who's ever been involved with drama has made a fucking... It's always about apology. Just saving face. Yeah. That's it. And that's the thing that's always, like, bugged me about them. Because it's just like, dude, I would much rather have somebody not put out a public apology. Or just been like, hey, this thing happened. I'm going to do this. Peace out. Yeah. Like, that I would respect so much more than, like... So it being like, oh well, like this is my side of the story. My side of the story. Like, I hate that shit. Like, it's such a non-apology. Like, dude, all you're trying to do is like get like weasel your way out of this because like make some AdSense money, get your name in the press a little longer. Yeah, like bro, like calm down. It's so fucking annoying, man. It's so gross, and it's just like the more it comes out, and like the more you start realizing that like there's so many people out there that are gross that have not been like reported and shit like that. Oh man. Oh, it's so frustrating. And like this morning too, like Megan and I were like, you know, laying in bed going through Twitter and stuff like that. And one of like my good friends from back home had like posted this thing about like how one of the dudes like that we went to high school with had like claimed that she did something really bad. I don't want to say it because it's like a very like heavy topic, both like in that friend group and like for her specifically, that I don't want to like dredge anything up. And like I was reading it and I was like, dude, I was like, to put forth that effort to try to slander somebody's name because like they won't have sex with you is so fucking disgusting. Jesus and just Christ, so I always knew that kid kind of sucked. But like as soon as I saw like her like post this thing on Twitter, I was just like, I genuinely cannot believe that someone would do this to her. Like it's so fucking gross, and I just that's wild, dude. Man, I'm like tingling thinking about it. God damn it. Fuck that. Dude. Fuck that, dude. Just I don't God. Like it's just, and it shows so much about like tendencies of that human being too. Oh yeah. Like if that's the way that they feel about that, imagine how they feel about all these other things. If they think that's okay, like what the fuck else are they like totally cool with? And that's so fucking just atrocious. Yeah. Like it's fucked. It's a topic that I like. It's not something that I like talk about or think about that much, but I have like a very firm opinion on it that I'm like, I'm not, this doesn't waver unless there is a lot over here. Yeah. And dude, like that's just, people will do a lot of shit for what they want, and it's fucking gross. It's so fucking gross. It's pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie. It's fucking disgusting. And that's very heavy topic, but
yeah.
it's true. I mean, hey.
Yeah, and I think it's something that, like anybody with a platform kind of needs to at least make their stance known on. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, we're not going to sit here and like we don't have that much of a following or anything like that, but it's like, yo, if you're like one of these types of people like that are doing shit and like hurting people, like we're like in no way are we going to sit back and like be like, yeah, that's fine. It's okay.
You get a pass. You get a pass because you make good music.
Like, no, fuck you. Like, even like if it came out that like one of my friends was like doing shit like that too, I'd be like, yo, man.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, but that's fucked up. Like, that's it. That's all. We're gone here.
That's how it be.
Fuck.
That's how it be.
Well, what a good start.
What a good start. I've got a bunch of very light.
Like, let's pivot a little bit.
So this is a post. It was a post on r/legal advice, which is just such a fucking funny sub.
Dude, it's so funny. These cups are so different temperatures.
Yeah. Oh, this one's like real hot.
Yeah, and then like feel this.
Ooh, that's some thermodynamics at play here.
Yeah. Like I should be in like a massage center right now.
Yeah.
Someone should be like rubbing these against my back.
Ooh, that sounds nice. Actually, that sounds really nice.
I need a massage so fucking bad.
So this one says, I accidentally created an army of crow bodyguards. Am I liable if my murder of crows attempts murder? That's a funny.
All right, real quick here, pigeon guy from Hey Arnold. What the fuck did you do to get these crows to like follow you?
This shit is so fucking funny.
What in the goddamn hell?
So it says, to make a long story short, I'm a late 20-something living in Portland, Oregon. There it is, right off the bat. That's why you got a fucking army of crows following you around. Well, dude, that shit fucks. It's just really good.
No, it's real flaky.
Very flaky, very good. Buttery, flaky crust.
God, I love baklava.
A couple months ago, I was watching a nature program on our local station about crows. The program mentioned that if you feed and befriend them, crows will bring you small gifts. My emo phase came back full force, and I figured that I was furloughed and had lots of time, so why not make some crow friends? That's the most Portland shit I've ever fucking heard. I was watching a nature documentary about crows.
This dude's got a choker with a pentagram on it. Like he's just so like goth now.
So I mean, I can picture it, just like a dude, just like long hair, like black fingernails, just like with crows swarming him.
The type of dude who like took like shitty cell phone photos of like their hair over their face, and the caption was just like, they turned me into a monster. Yeah. Now they don't want to see what's gonna happen next. It's like, bro, calm down.
Shit. Oh my god.
You weigh 12 pounds, sopping wet.
So fucking funny. I have a very vivid picture of what this person looks like. My plan worked a little too well, and the resident 5 crows in my neighborhood have turned into an army 15 strong. At first, my neighbors didn't mind and enjoyed it. They're mostly elderly, and most were in a bird-watching club anyways. They thought that fact that I had crows following me around wherever I go was funny. Lately, though, the crows have started defending me. My neighbor came over for a socially distanced chat, and the crows started dive-bombing her. They would not stop until she left my yard. They didn't make physical contact with her, but they got very close. Am I liable if these crows injure someone since I fed them? I obviously can't control the crows. I would rather them not attack my neighbors, but since I technically created this nuisance, could I be financially on the hook for any injuries? What the fuck?
One, I don't think so. I'm not a lawyer, but neither is anybody on our legal advice.
Right.
But
I love how all of the posts start, not a lawyer, but
yeah, exactly. I'm just like, all right, then you can't be giving legal advice.
Why are you telling me what to do?
That's always the thing that I love about like on our personal finances. They're always just like,
not a financial advisor.
There's like, this is not like financial advice. All right, I'm just a concerned person. I'm just like.
Just like, get off the fucking, stop answering shit.
Yeah, call a dude at TD Ameritrade for God's sake. Like, they're gonna give you better information in 20 minutes.
I love crowdsourcing answers from people who don't know what they're talking about. This shit is so good, dude.
Because you just get nonsense answers. Because you're like, what does this have to do with anything?
That's so fucking funny. Jesus. It's so good.
Could you imagine just having a fucking like murder following your ass around?
That'd be terrifying.
Bro, they know something that you do not.
Oh yeah.
They know something.
Your neighbors conspire against you outside when you're not there, and the neighborhood crows overhear it, and they're trying to just protect you. They're just good natured.
They're gonna do a thing where they like float around you in different like positions and then make like this impenetrable shield. Like that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna make like some power grid or some shit. They're like
They like form a bubble around you and like lift you up in the air and you fucking like turn into the character from Teen Titans.
Yeah. Dude, there's a power in BioShock Infinite called Murder of Crows, where you just like send crows at people. That's what it is.
Probably.
Dude, that's all it is.
So there was this, and then there was an update that they posted.
Oh God.
Update: the crows saved a life. So, to make another long story short, I called our local Audubon Society. Is that like a bird shit?
Maybe. I don't know. Never heard that word before.
They didn't think feeding the crows was bad and suggested that the neighbors also start feeding them so they essentially become better socialized. The plan worked, and the crows are now a beloved part of the community. There have been no recent dive bombings. Most amazingly, the crows may have legitimately saved my neighbor. Our city had a pretty big ice and snow event recently. Like I said in the last post, most of my neighbors are older. One of them was walking down a steep driveway, slipped, and couldn't get back up. The crows started going ballistic and were making more noise than we've ever heard. A different neighbor went outside to see what was going on and found the gentleman in his driveway.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Let's go.
That's wild, dude. And needless to say, the crows have been getting some high-value food since then.
Dude.
That's crazy, bro.
Holy shit. What?
They collectively trained a neighborhood of wild birds.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Crows are fucking smart, dude. They're smart-ass birds. They're also huge and kind of terrifying. But yeah, dude, they're smart as shit.
Close.
It's insane. Holy shit, man.
I feel like they just unlocked some kind of power, though. Like, imagine the kind of, like, you could wield this power for... Dude, you could have them attack the Texas Senators or some shit like that. Everyone in Texas just start fucking, like, feeding your crows.
Sound speed? Which is, like, I always love, like, the idea of, like, where speed came from is because it was, like, you had to, like, spool it up, right? Back in the day.
Okay.
So, like, in order to record properly, it had to get up to speed. And then once it was at speed, you could start, like, shooting and doing what you needed to do. Like, you could call action because, like, everything would be correct.
Sure.
So it's, like, that's just where it came from.
That's interesting, and how they just
like,
keep saying it.
Yeah, and, like, all the editing things, like, everything in... like in NLE, like in Premiere, in Avid and stuff like that, all stems from like what they used to be. Like bins are literally because like they used to they used to cut things up and then put them into labeled bins for the editor to go over and like grab and like put them back into the moviola and stuff.
What the fuck?
So like everything in Hollywood is just like what they used to say, and then they just never found a better term for it. So like fuck it, right? Yeah, exactly. It's so funny.
Interesting. Well, hell yeah. I feel like terminology like that just like never evolves unless it has to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like master slave, like that.
Yep.
has stayed up until this past year where they were like,
we should probably
change it.
We should probably look at that.
Yeah.
That's like Nuke has a way of doing that too. So like. If you have a bunch of computers on like a 10 gigabit line and they're all like running Nuke, you can actually have them render frames individually.
Okay.
So like if you have one computer that is the master, you slave all the other computers to that master, and then it sends like a frame at a time to those, and it'll render them all individually, and like then it'll recompile it on the master.
Jesus.
But it's like still called master and slave.
Yeah.
So like when they were teaching us that in college, I was like, is that like okay terminology?
Can
and they're like,
say that?
They're like, that's what it says in the menu. And I was like, fuck, okay.
Alrighty.
I guess that's what we're calling it.
I think
I like parent and child more, but that's more like a programming thing.
Yeah,
so.
I think what was it? GitHub just changed master slave terminology. I think like all of these big things are starting like have started to actually like go through their manuals and their whatever and like get rid of every instance of like master slave.
It's funny too because like master and slave like makes sense for it, but like it also doesn't.
Yeah.
Because it's like all you're doing is like just pushing off like work to other things.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still doing the work. Like masters in like the terminology where it came from didn't do work.
Right.
So like it's like all right, there's better terminology that's more accurate in here.
Yeah, exactly. Manager and employee or something.
Yeah.
Some fucking...
Still doing less work and doing more work, but whatever.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to come up with... Well, what could it be? I don't know.
They'll get there.
They'll get there.
Smart people will figure it out.
Yeah, there's got to be two words that are less racially charged than that. There's got to be. Somewhere
just
in all
a little bit.
Language.
Does this make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like this kind of makes sense because I'm facing you most of the time.
Yeah, I could probably put my shit over here.
Put your shit over there.
Yeah, look at
that.
Yeah. Are our faces covered?
No. Are they? Tell us.
Tell us right now. Did you see
camera? Are we blocked?
The rapper DaBaby, first of all, which is such a silly name.
I know.
By the way, there's DaBaby, and then there's Lil Baby, and then there's like.
And they're all different people.
They're not the same person. I thought they were the same person, but they're not. Which makes me sound real old. I get it. But in his latest song, it was called Beatbox. Or it was a freestyle. It was a freestyle over someone's beat.
Okay.
And
This one does.
His bar, he dropped this bar in the song, and everyone's like, what the fuck? It's like, yo, you a bitch, Jojo Siwa. And people are like, hold on, like,
bro, why? She is a child.
Why are you so mad at Jojo Siwa? Like,
oh my
God. No one knows. Everyone's talking about it. Jojo Siwa hasn't said anything about it. He hasn't said anything about it. Like, was it just like a random bar? Such a random thing to say.
Right.
I can think of so many different examples.
Yeah, I don't think there's been anything that Jojo Siwa has ever done that would ever get her to be constituted as a bitch.
Yeah.
I feel like she's
like 18,
wonderful,
right?
And a child. So like, what the fuck?
You a bitch, Jojo Siwa. Like, what did she ever do to you, my guy? She's like mad.
Child, bro.
He's mad.
Dude, that's so funny.
It's hilarious.
Holy shit. When she came out, Megan was doing like some research on her, and like she was just like, she's just like a wholesome person. Like she's just a good person. And I was like, all right, cool. And people were like giving her shit about it like on the internet for like coming out. I'm like, one, go fuck yourself. And then I was like, two, I was like, if anything, like it just makes like her child following normalize that more. It's just better. I don't know what negative thing about this.
People have beef with people like that.
It's so weird.
People shit on Jojo Siwa all the time. Like she has been like controlled by like these managers and these corporations up until very recently when she's not a child anymore.
Very Britney-esque.
Yeah, very Britney-esque, but she's like out of it, which is great.
Yeah, good for her.
And she seems very happy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the fuck people are shitting on her. Like, yeah, she made a fucking bag as a kid. Like,
yeah, right?
That's fucking...
We could all be so lucky.
Yeah, right? How dope is that?
Yeah, right?
Are you kidding me?
You're just going to shit on someone's success because they did it when they were a child?
Yeah,
like, fuck you,
she had a whole, line of cosmetics at Target. Like, they had people, like, kids dressed up as her for Halloween.
Dude,
like
the fucking Olsen twins had $1 billion empire by the time they were, like, 18.
Yeah.
Like, let her do it. Why?
Right?
Why?
I don't know what the fuck is... I don't know why people shit on her all the time.
So
She's
weird.
a fucking child. Like...
I guess maybe because it's like, it's all of like the edgy people who are like, oh, I'm here for like scuffed comedy. And it's just like, okay, well, you're not her target audience.
Yes, don't watch a Jojo Siwa video.
Yeah, what the fuck? If you're trying to see some people like jokingly get close to saying the R or the N word on YouTube, then hey, go do that. Yeah. Go find somebody who does that. Oh my god, dude, that's so funny.
Go watch old Filthy Frank videos if you're trying to be such a fucking edgelord.
Dude, I love like when people realize
when
that that's Joji.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, this is the same guy? I'm like, yeah, dude.
I saw a TikTok the other day that was like, yo, did you guys know that this guy, and it showed a picture of Joji singing, I don't know what, some Joji song, and it's like, is the same as this guy, and it had him in the fucking park like, ravioli, give me the pocket-oli.
I love the fucking hamburger please one.
Yeah.
Where he's like dressed as pink guy and he just goes into like McDonald's all in like New York City or like Tokyo.
And I thought that was just like a well-known thing, but I guess like for kids who like haven't been on YouTube like since we have,
right?
They're like, that's the same person. I felt old as fuck.
Yep.
Like, yeah, dude, he was Filthy Frank way before he was fucking Joji.
My RA freshman year of college was like so into Filthy Frank.
Yeah.
And he like could do the voice perfectly.
That's so funny.
It was fucking wild, dude. It was so funny.
That's that's an example of like, he's so fucking like good at what he does.
Yeah.
He knows exactly like what he's very with the times as far as like content and like what is gonna pop off.
And he always understood like how to keep it consistent too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people like if you go back and watch like early Smosh, like Smosh kind of like had their thing, but they hadn't really dialed it in yet. Like they did like probably in like 2011, 2010, somewhere around there was kind of when they were like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And then like Filthy Frank was just like, immediately was just like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is how I do it.
Yeah.
This is how all of this shit is going to be structured.
100%.
And like, it just always worked. And he was always still making music and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a logical progression.
Yeah.
And now he's just
wild.
He's just fucking raking it in, dude.
He kills it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he stays out of the press. I never see anything about him. Never any like controversy. Rarely any interviews or anything like that.
Did you ever see the video that he did like on his Filthy Frank channel where he like was not in character?
Yeah, and he was like, guys, I like fucking dealing with this shit.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, he had like some type of learning disability or something like that, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, he was like, I'm like an engineering student at NYU.
Yeah.
And like I do this, and this, and I was like,
yeah, because I'd never seen him outside of the Filthy Frank persona until that video.
Yeah,
like, that was who he was.
Yeah, and I was like, oh fuck, he's just a guy.
Like it wasn't a character.
Yeah.
It like, well, I mean, it was obviously very clearly a character, but like he never showed that it was a character, which was fucking dedication and a half.
Yeah, exactly. And then like finally he was just like, look, I gotta like talk about this because it's really affecting the other stuff.
And he had like some kind of like brain, like an aneurysm or something like that. And he's like, it would like always really aggravate it. And he was like, it wasn't good for my health, which is fucking wild.
Yeah, it was insane, dude.
Yeah.
And it was like weird seeing him kind of come out of that. And I was like, the idea of who the person behind Filthy Frank could have been was vastly different than who it turned out to be. And I was like, fuck, this is wild. Like, like seeing how kind of like your like where your brain takes like these characters of like generating their backstory is so funny. It's so weird. But yeah, dude, he fucking figured it out. He like
every
he pivoted so well.
Fucking #1
yeah,
hit.
It's so good.
On TikTok, like it's wild.
Yeah, and he started by making just like weird fucking videos and like weird music. But like, not gonna lie, some of the like that Pink Guy album that he made.
Dude, that Pink Guy album slapped.
It kind of.
It was like a 50-track album.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them were like 20 seconds long.
Right,
like, dude. Like I fucked with it.
But that was when I was just like, oh, this guy's like a genuine musician. Yeah. Like he can make this stuff. Yeah. And then as soon as like Joji came out, I was just like, that sounds familiar. I was like, that guy looks really familiar. I was like, fuck, that's Filthy Frank.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so wild. I love that shit so much though. Like I love watching people kind of pivot from one thing to another and like be successful at it. And I feel like YouTube has kind of been like the incubator for a lot of these people. And it's been like really interesting to watch that kind of pivot because there's like a lot of like YouTubers that I follow who are like, you know, photographers and filmmakers and stuff like that. And they all started by like, you know, they were just like working some jobs and they were just like, oh, here's an interesting thing about my life. And then they started like making videos on it.
Yeah.
And then that blew up. And then that took them further and then they started doing bigger and bigger things. And you're just like, damn, this is so cool. Like, I just love watching people like where like they go. Like their trajectory is so fucking cool to me.
This is the loudest street in the entire world, and I'm convinced that my windows are like not sealed.
Dude, we like our apartment is like a corner apartment on like a pretty like major thoroughfare through the valley, and like we every time like I'm home and we have the window open because it's nice out. Like why would I have air conditioning running right now? Yeah. And so like we have that coming through, and it's just so fucking loud. And so like loud. As soon as I close the window, it's all gone. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I was like, why is this one window just like the opening to the world? Right? And the other day I was like, I think I might have talked about this with you, but like the other day I like had the window open. Megan had left for work at like 7:30. And I was like laying there and I heard like just the loudest fucking car noise I've ever heard in my life. And it kept going. And I was like, is this dude fucking like burning out in like the like intersection right outside my window? So I look out and dude, it was like a fucking Need for Speed game. I saw like 7 fucking decked out cars, like fucking fenders and everything, and like spoilers and stuff just ripping down the street. And I was like,
filming the new Fast and Furious
movie. I was just like, what the fuck? And I'd like watched it happen and I laid back down in bed because I was like, dude, that was insane. And then it happened again, and I was just like, "Why?" I was like, "What's going on?"
Was it like late or early in the morning?
It was like 9:30 in the morning.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it was like a Sunday.
What?
Yeah, and it was just these dudes just ripping down the street, and I was like, "Did you guys like go get breakfast?" And just like we're just like, "Hey guys, we should go for a ride on the town, dude," and just like shifting.
Cute.
It was so weird, dude. They had like the shitty like side decals too. Like it looked like Tokyo Drift, hilarious. And I was like, "What's happening?"
The underglow, it's on at 9 a.m. You can see it at 9 a.m. because it's so fucking bright.
It's just a black light for some fucking reason.
God. I would love to think that those guys are actually just like they do like really wholesome shit together when they're not like street racing and beating the shit out of each other. Like they went to get brunch, like they're just on their way, but they're just like so obnoxious.
They're real homies. Like they send each other edible arrangements for their birthday and shit like that. Like they're just like cool as shit with each other.
I saw this sketch. I have to send it to you. It was so fucking funny. It was like playing off of this idea that, you know, that like the dudes that are like very tough on the outside but like really sensitive,
like overly masculine.
Yeah, exactly.
For some reason.
Yeah, but they just present that way, but they're like really like, oh, what's up? So like, you know, is this dude, and he's like, you know, they like walk up to each other and then they all like start saying hey and like hugging, and then this one guy like starts crying or something, and they're like, oh, what's wrong, bro, whatever, and then they're, you know, like, hey, come here, and there's like all these big guys come over and they're like, oh, what's good? What's going on? And then they're all like then they all like go into his house or something like that. And like they're all like sitting there with their legs crossed, like sipping tea like this, and they're just like talking about their issues and shit like that, and just like the most wholesome shit. It's so funny.
If only dudes could just fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like it's so I kind of wish that was like normal.
Right?
I listened to a podcast, Life is Short with Justin Long. Mm-hmm. First of all, if I could ever if I could direct a movie or like work with an actor, I would want it to be Justin Long.
Oh, it's like that Justin Long.
Yeah. Okay. It's that Justin Long. Right. And it's funny too, because it's like, he's kind of like an obscure actor. Like if you think about it, like if people are like, who would you want to work with? You know, people would be like, you know, fucking like Patrick Stewart,
right?
Or you know, just like throwing out like Brad Pitt and like all these other people. Sure. It's like I would fucking love to work with Justin Long because I have always loved his characters. I've always loved the movies he's been in. I just like
not National Geographic, National Treasure. Was he in that?
I don't think
that's Justin Bartha.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I always get them confused in my head.
Justin Long is the guy in Dodgeball and like Accepted and stuff like that. Yeah. And like, dude, I've just always loved him and just thought it would be so fucking sick to work with him, like in any capacity. Yeah. But he was doing a podcast with he had Dave Bautista on it, and like they were talking with him, and he was just like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm actually just like a really sensitive guy. He's just like, I'm just cursed because I'm huge.
Yeah.
And it was like,
massive.
Yeah, he was just like, he's like, I've just always been a very large man. He's like, it's just how it is. But he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I've had all of like these issues and stuff like that. And I finally like came to terms with it. And he's like, I'm just a really like just sensitive, nice guy. And I was like, he's like, I don't ever want to be like intimidating to somebody. He's like, I want to always be the nicest person in the room. And I was like, aw,
damn.
He's just like such a like teddy bear.
The man with the fucking wrestling move named after him, the Batista bomb. He's like, I'm just really sensitive.
He was like talking about like working at WWE too, and like doing all that stuff. And he was like, yeah, dude, like that place is an absolute just hellhole.
Oh, it seems.
He's like working there was like just did so much like stress to like my body and like my mind. And he was like, I worked with guys who like have like severe like depression and like anxiety and stuff because of like where it came from. Yeah, and he was like, it's just like not good. And I was like, dude, this is wild. I was like, I've never seen any wrestler come out of WWE and say anything nice about it.
Oh yeah,
it's so wild. Yeah. It's so weird,
and it's crazy how many of them like. I mean, because I guess that's what it is. It's acting, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy how many of them are like successful actors.
Yeah.
Fucking John Cena, Dave Bautista, The Rock.
Well, he was talking about too. Like when he came out of it, he was just like, I want to be an actor. Mm-hmm. He's like, that's what I want to do. I want to do serious roles. He's like, I don't want to be like cast as the big guy.
Right.
I don't want to like go do all these like straight to DVD movies.
Andre
he's like,
the Giant type shit.
Yeah. He's like, I want to be an actor who's just happens to be a large
that's like
man.
How they got into it because they want to be actors and they're like, this is a consistent gig that'll pay.
Sometimes
that's like probably what happens.
Yeah, a lot of them, like there are people who like some of them like go to drama school and then like they just land themselves in WWE because they were also wrestlers. Or like they were just cast for it perfectly, stuff like that. And so like he was talking about like I like got out of it, went like I booked a whole bunch of like acting courses and stuff like that, like started like getting serious about it, got like a manager and stuff, and he's like, I just like hit a bunch of I had a whole bunch of like issues and stuff, but then I like hit like one good gig that carried me through it. Mm-hmm. And I was lucky enough to get Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was kind of like, that was obviously the big deal for it. And I was like, bro, you got to be in a fucking Christopher Nolan James Bond movie too, and a Marvel film like within the same decade. It's incredible.
So
it's
cool.
so like he just seems like such a genuinely nice human being.
He does,
and also just like a normal fucking dude. He's like I go to work, I come home, I watch some TV if it's on, and then I go to bed. And I was like, oh, it's just like us. Like, he's just a normal guy. It's so cool. I love like finding that out about people, and I feel like that's like generally the case.
I feel like that's 100%. Yeah. Well, not 100%, but I feel like more than you'd suspect it's the case. Yeah.
Like all the people who like have hit like massive amounts of success are normally just like normal fucking people who just really gave a shit.
You have to be. I mean, for the most part.
And then you have people like Jake Paul and stuff like that who are like, they are chasing the clout. Yeah. And like, that's why you get those types of people. Right, exactly. But the people who like genuinely hit these massive things.
Like, that humbles you, I think.
Exactly.
Like that's
like
such
you
a
guys.
difference. Yeah. Oh,
you gonna get there. We're getting you there. Yeah, I mean, dude, like the amount of success that like you and Emma have hit are like shit. Like, it may not be astronomical and stuff like that, but like you've gotten to a point where like most people like dream of getting to, you know? And it's fucking cool, man. Brian. I like gush about you guys so much all the fucking time, but like seriously, like it's fucking cool. And Emma, I know you don't watch this, but I love you.
I'll send this part to her.
Yeah, but I love you. You're doing great. I love all of your shit, and I just like you guys. And I think that's gonna be the case. Like, as you guys like get to a point, like. You're gonna hit like these milestones, and you're both just gonna be normal fucking people, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to think about that, because I feel like that doesn't happen in electronic music very much.
Dude, the stories I could fucking tell you. No, it does not happen.
Not here.
Very often. Not here. That's a fact. All of the people who are like well-adjusted and like big in electronic music have gotten the fuck out of LA.
Yeah.
They're like the ones who are like, okay, yeah, I've made my own way. They don't need the fucking LA circle jerk scene anymore. Yeah. They've gotten the fuck out.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of the way I feel. Like, I genuinely love this city because I'm not, like, in, like, those little, like, circles and stuff. Like, I generally just keep to myself. But, like, I could totally see how, like, if you got to that kind of point and the people that would, like, try to surround you and stuff like that would just be just fucking awful.
Horrible.
Like, if I didn't have to live here for the career path I chose, I probably wouldn't be here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And like, like I said, I love this place. I love living here and everything, but like it's like the first place that I've actually felt that I like genuinely fit in and like belong in. But it's like, if I didn't have to live here, there are a lot of other places on my list that are higher than it.
100%.
And like, if I get to a point where I could leave, I probably would do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that's the case. Like, the people who end up like staying after they hit a certain point are either here because that's where the gig is, like actors and stuff like that, or they're here for like something else. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's a very weird place.
It's a weird place, dude. It really is.
It's so strange.
There's some people that I know here that I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right. There's so many people that I know that are like, I fucking hate this place. Like, I like who would want to live here? I'm like, bro, leave.
Then leave.
Fucking leave, dude.
Oh my god.
Like,
move anywhere else and save like 20 times as much money.
Yeah. I saw a thing on the Los Angeles subreddit, and they were just like, my friend who's not from LA like sent this to me asking if it was a real price, and it was like a 400 square foot apartment for $3,600 a month. And I was like, yeah, that sounds right. God, what a fucking place, man.
What a fucking place, dude.
It just makes things so strange.
It is.
It just attracts it attracts people because of the wrong reasons too.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah,
because
it totally does.
Yeah, and that's like the things that attract them to come to this place are not really true about it. Like you can carve your way out and like get into that niche. Sure, that's fine, but it's like, on a whole, that's not really what this place is like.
Right.
Like, this city is just filled with like normal fucking people working normal fucking jobs.
Yep.
And then you've got these assholes that are like, I live in LA, I gotta drive a G-Wagon, like I gotta have like a fucking huge ass corner apartment with like just sinking money into it. It's like, dude, it's crazy. You don't have to do that. You don't have to.
You really don't. I mean, it's so there's such a loud minority of people that are like that, though, that it makes it seem like everyone's like that, but truly it's like you could live a very normal life here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I feel like that's kind of like what, for the most part, you and I both have been doing.
Yeah.
It's very normal. Like, we just like
shit.
We hop on, we like do our job, we play video games, we go do hikes.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. Like, we're just normal fucking people.
That's it, man. Dude. Not driving our G-Wagons. Even if I could afford a G-Wagon, which I cannot, I would not drive a G-Wagon.
Dude, it's just...
What a fucking horrible asset to own, dude.
It's
it
so
depreciates
gross.
Instantly.
Yeah, and it's like kind of a gross car.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Did I ever tell you about the time that I saw a velvet G-Wagon?
Oh my God. That's horrible.
I was dating this person in Hollywood, and I was living in Westwood at the time. So the way I used to get there was like just driving down
Sunset?
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica.
So I was like driving down Santa Monica, and they were doing massive construction, so they rerouted us into like Beverly Hills, like through Rodeo and shit like that. So I'm driving through there, and I'm sitting at this light, and I look over, and there's next to me is a G-Wagon. All of like the black is like velvet, and then like the trim is diamond. And
Shut the fuck up.
I was like, bro, what the fuck? And as they pulled away from me, Minnesota license plate. And I was just like, you drive that in Minnesota? Like,
there's no way, dude.
No, they just have it registered there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely, because maybe the taxes or some shit. But you fucking take that anywhere outside of 70 and sunny all the time. The velvet's gonna chunk off.
Yeah, dude, you get
Make
that
it rain once.
Oh yeah,
drive through a puddle just a little too fast. You're fucked.
Go by like a sprinkler system. You're dead.
Oh my God.
Your car melts.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
It literally will disintegrate. It's like throwing. It's like when you get water on your stuffed animal and they're never the same and they're crunchy and you have to throw them out eventually.
And you have to like rent like a carpet cleaner.
Yeah.
And all it does is like kind of rip the eye out a little bit. Like that's it.
Imagine
like doesn't really fix anything.
Carpet cleaning your fucking car. Like you can't go to a car wash. You just get like one of those like you hire like a carpet cleaning company. And they're like, all right, where's the house? No, it's my car.
No, it's the car. Ugh. That's probably what it would fucking sound like too. As it just rips it off.
Deep in there. And just, what the fuck,
dude?
People
so
out
weird.
here. That's my favorite shit about it. It's just like how flashy can you get?
Yep.
I was eating at Mendocino the other day, yesterday, and there's like this little outdoor seating area, and this lady walks up to get the table next to me. She's like the most LA person I've ever seen. A little tiny dog in a bag, right? Very pink bag. Like her side profile, her lips were like protruding like this. Like it was like a botched job. Like whatever, get your lip fillers, but like that was seek medical attention, girl. Like it looked bad,
bro. That's the shit that you don't skimp on. You know, you don't go to the cheap plastic surgeon.
No, I know.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, it's not how that works. And it was just, oh my God, it was just so funny. And she's like, she's like, can you guys watch my food? Like she got her food to go. She's like, turns to me, she's like, can you watch my food while I go to the car? And I was like, I guess. Sure. Well, you could have gotten it for here.
This isn't a library, ma'am.
And then just like, it was just, oh my God, it was so funny.
That's so weird.
Funny.
That's so fucking
People
weird.
love the Flash, dude.
It's true.
They love the Flash.
My buddy Matt, who like moved in with us, he is like a gearhead. Like this dude's like always working on his car. He has like a bunch of cars. Like the most knowledgeable car person I've ever met in my life is this guy, is Matt. And like love him to death. And he went to like Cars and Coffee, which is like a pretty big like thing nationwide. Like you go to like a car show, people like have their cars out and stuff like that, and then they just have coffee as well. So you just walk around, like you just go talk to people about their cars and like look at shit. And like for someone like Matt, and like I want to go with him to a few, but he's actually sadly leaving the city. But
is he?
Yeah. But he'll be back. I'll make sure of that.
Right.
But I want to go with him to a couple of them just because I want to like just listen to him talk about shit because it's just so fucking cool to me.
Yeah.
And like he went to one in Malibu, and as he was coming back, he like was recording the dude in front of him because it was like these two YouTubers like driving like a bright lime green Lamborghini.
I saw that the other day. Did it have like it had a thing on the front of it with like a hand? I saw that at Mendocino the other day.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's
dude.
hilarious.
So he was behind those guys, and he was just like he's like, they are not shifting their car properly.
Oh, no.
He's like, they're ruining the transmission of this like $270,000 car. And he was like, bro, don't buy a fucking flashy car if you don't know how to drive it.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't understand.
Buy an automatic Lamborghini.
Bro, yeah. Those exist.
Yeah.
I was like, I just
for assholes like you.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, why would you spend all that money on a vehicle that you cannot properly maintain or like drive? Like you're just gonna ruin it. It's already depreciated all the way down.
Oh my
you
God,
can't
absolutely.
insure it, and all you're doing is just ripping it apart. And I was like, dude, that's so sad. He was like, yeah, man. He's like, I had to drive through the whole canyon behind these idiots, and I was like, dude, that's
funny.
Dude, it's and that's what it is. It's a lot of the people who are like, oh, I made a whole bunch of money making shitty YouTube videos. Let me buy a fucking Lambo, because that's apparently what everybody does. Yeah, it's so annoying. Dude, buy a McLaren. Be an adult.
Dude, they're so cool. I fucking love
McLarens. They're so sick. They're all like mostly carbon fiber.
Yeah.
God
oh my
damn.
God, they're so.
It's like driving a spaceship.
Yeah.
God, so cool.
God, fucking awesome. Relationship advice. Good old-fashioned relationship advice to round out. At this point, they're not relationship advices. They're just
we just dunk on people.
Let's just like, laugh at people's misery.
It's also funny too, because like we are two people who are the least qualified to give relationship advice.
Exactly. That should be our tagline. Relationship advice with the two people least qualified to give relationship advice.
Someone who's been in like a very like long-term relationship, and then Nick.
Hey guys.
No, you're knowledgeable.
All right.
That was mean. I'm sorry.
Someone who knows how to love and a broken child. All right.
And someone who's never known true happiness. Just like, fuck. Just like,
all right, man.
Just really just kick you out a window.
All right. Here we go. It starts off, I am so unbelievably pissed right now.
Sick, dude. Same.
Just for context, my husband works full-time. I work part-time, and I do the majority of childcare and household chores. After my husband got home from work today, he was especially tired, so I offered to let him nap while I continued watching our two kids, 1-year-old and 4-year-old.
What time did you get home from working a full-time job that you could just take a nap? I would
right?
just go to bed.
That's bed, right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
You go to bed at 5 p.m., you wake up at 4 a.m. That's just how it is.
Yeah, apparently. So he said, after an hour, he texts asking if I'm okay if he takes a bath. I say, of course. After an hour and a half into his bath, what? Bro's like a prune.
Did he fall asleep?
Holy shit.
Is he drowning?
I message him asking if everything's okay and what sounds good for dinner. He says he'll be out in a minute. Another hour and a half later.
So he's been in this thing for 3 hours?
3 hours and napping for an hour. Another hour and a half later, my 4-year-old keeps asking to eat, so I knock on the door and he says he's almost done again. At this point, I need to use the bathroom. We only have one. I tell him and wait. 10 minutes pass. 20 minutes pass. 40 minutes pass. I come to the door.
Like 5 hours now?
Yeah, 5 hours in. An hour sleeping, and then 3 hours and 40 minutes in the bath. Right? Christ. In the bathroom. When you have one fucking bathroom and 2 children?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? After 40 minutes, I come to the door again, and he's really annoyed I keep bothering him. Then he begrudgingly starts the shower so he can rinse off. Starts the shower.
Wait a minute. You didn't...
She hears him start the shower when she comes up to the door.
You didn't shower before you took a bath?
Yeah, he's just sitting in your own dirty shit
for
water.
3 hours?
What were you doing?
Bro, first of all, how did the water not get cold?
Right? Oh, I guarantee it was frigid at that point.
He's just frozen. He can't get out because he has hypothermia.
I order food for me and the 4-year-old, none for him because he won't tell me what he wants, and I'm done waiting. Finally, I get in to use the bathroom, and I'm pretty pissed. Once I'm out, I ask him what the hell he'd been doing for 4 hours. He says he only thought it was 1 hour, and he thought he only made me wait to use the bathroom for 10 minutes. Whatever. Turns out that he finally admits to attempting prostate play, and he lost track of time.
For 3 hours?
For 5 hours,
dude. For 5 hours?
Whoa, my fucking God. Man, she says, man, I'd love to have 5 hours in the middle of the day to finger my asshole, but...
You are not doing it right if it took you 5 hours to, like, do any of it.
First time, I guess, but...
Damn, dude. What the fuck?
Oh, my God. Then he starts getting upset with me over it. Oh my God.
Bro, this guy's kind of sucks.
What a piece of shit,
Here's the thing. I think he's learning something about himself and he's not ready to know it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
So he's like taking it out on her.
Just like have your wife do it, man. It's probably a lot easier than, I don't know, the angle you need.
I mean, they make strap-ons for a reason. Like, just turn it into a thing. Who gives a shit? Why do you got to be ashamed of it? First of all, like you're if you are with this person long enough to have a child of 4 years, I think it's probably safe to say that you could just be like, hey, I want you to put something in my ass. I think that's fine. That's a totally fine thing to ask your partner. One, in general, but two, after that long,
my God, absolutely.
What the fuck,
dude? We'll be pooping in front of each other for like 5 years at least.
Megan pees with the door open all the fucking time. I mean, so do I, so I can't
right. But like, that's so fun. what goes to your head to...
Also, you're in the back.
Right? To be like, you have one bathroom in your entire house, and you're like, I'm going to go inside the bathroom and put my finger in my butt for 5 hours.
In a bathtub.
In a bathtub.
In which I am sitting in.
And have not yet showered. Maybe that's why he showered after. Because
That would
he's
make
just
sense.
like, didn't prepare properly, just pulling poop out.
Yeah, dude. There's a whole setup you got to do, man.
Like a dentist tool. Scraping it out. Get the sides nice and clean.
Oh, God. Oh,
Give
God.
himself an enema.
Got to make sure that the walls are good. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's
Oh,
fucking
my
weird.
God.
Here's the thing. The one thing in his defense is that even when I, like, take a shower, I usually lose track of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in the morning, I'm, like, I get in at, like, 7 or, like, 6:45. And then, like, by the time I, like, get out, I'm like, oh, it's probably, like, 7. And then it's, like, 7:15. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and you're
what the
like,
fuck?
fuck.
Yeah, you're like, do I just not have that good of a time?
But like 5 hours,
dude,
bro,
that's ridiculous.
That's wild. I can't
that's
stand
too
in
far.
one place for 3 hours at a time. I can't sit in a fucking bed. It's
Oh, dude.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would die. I would implode. It'd be awful.
Yeah.
That's so, bro.
So weird.
And yeah, I just like him getting like frustrated with her. It's just like, dude, you're just completely in the wrong, but
yeah,
you
y'all
won't
need to have a
admit it.
conversation about that for
Yeah.
sure.
And then also too, it's just like, yo, if the kid's hungry and you're hungry, just make dinner. He can warm it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, fuck him.
Fuck
at
that
point.
guy. You don't need his fucking approval.
Well, I mean, he's doing the fucking himself,
He's
but
fucking
you know what I mean. But like, dude, I mean, hey, listen, if that's something that you're uncomfortable with, like having a conversation with, figure it out and then talk to her about it. But I'm a firm believer that anybody in a committed relationship is always going to be down to do something that will make you happy and vice versa.
For sure.
If you want to get fucked in the ass, just tell her. She might be a little weird about it at first, but like, hey, if she's cool with you and you're cool with her, that's fine. That's a totally viable thing to do. Just don't be fucking weird about it and then get mad at her for like you being weird about it. That's so shitty.
That's so weird. Yeah.
Literally shitty.
It absolutely is shitty.
Ugh.
It's
Dude, fuck. We love some good old fashioned
asshole for 3 hours.
relationship advice. But yeah, dude, like in that kind of situation, just don't get mad. It's okay to be like frustrated and stuff like that with your partner. It's okay to be like to get mad and stuff like that. That's okay. That's just like being human and shit. But
100%.
like just there's like no reason to be mad about that other than like you're embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And like, bro, who cares?
Don't be embarrassed, bro. It's 2021.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone's got a butthole.
Yeah. Everybody poops. Everybody puts things in their butt.
Everybody poops.
At least once, probably, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. I tried it with a Q-tip when I was little. It was uncomfortable.
That's a bigger question. there's a lot more there than I was anticipating. But dude, that's the thing. Like, you can just go to a sex shop. You can buy things for relatively cheap. I mean, good sex toys are normally pretty expensive because like you have to have like a certain type of plastic and et cetera, et cetera. But dude, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. Just go get her a strap on. Include her in it, dude. Have a great old time.
Great old time. A grand old time.
A grand old time.
Damn. I'm low-key real excited for like getting a colonoscopy or a prostate exam. I'm hyped.
They're just like, all right, sir, please bend over. And you're like, yeah, let's fucking go. And the guy's like, pulls the gloves back off and just like,
just like, we'll be right with you.
just leaves you there, just like bent over for like
okay.
3 hours.
Come on, guys. Do I got to do it myself? I will. Give me the camera. Give me the camera.
Give me the camera. Oh my god, dude, that's so funny.
I've been doing it myself. Come on. I know how to do it.
I've got a whole set for this. You want me to bring that in next time? I'll teach you a few things, some techniques.
Holy shit. Some techniques.
Oh my god, dude. But yeah, man, just fucking it always boils down to just fucking talk to
your
dude.
partner.
So
partner.
Easy, man. And if they make you feel like shit because of something that you like, then fuck them. That's not cool, dude.
We just solved all of relationship advice,
dude,
bro.
yeah.
Just talk to them.
Yeah.
Bro, that stuff doesn't even need to exist anymore because of us.
If you genuinely like give a shit about your partner, like then hey man, then the conversation is so much easier. Like you just like leave your fucking like self-aggrandizing like self-image at the door. You sit down, you're like, "Hey man, this made me mad. Hey, this made me mad. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll do better." Like, and then you put in the effort to work on it.
Bada boom.
You buy a strap
Capiche.
on and
Go to town. Absolutely. Damn.
Easy.
Solved.
Dude,
Next.
Throws the phone out the window. Someone throws it back.
Fuck, we should be licensed marriage counselors.
Dude, we should be. LMFT, baby. Let's go get it. We
just talk to each other. We do the good cop, bad cop routine.
Like, I come in first and we're just like, so, hi, everybody. How you doing today? And then we're like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we were just talking about it. And then you, like, kick the door in and you're just like...
All right, what the fuck is the deal, huh? Why can't you just fucking have an open line of communication, you jamookies, huh? Just fucking talk to her.
And then I'm just like... Now, yes,
he brings up some good points.
Way, like, I think we need to, kind of explore this thing and get a little further, find the real heart.
Just put your finger in his asshole. That's all he fucking wants, lady.
I mean, it does. I think Nick has a point here. It does sound like he does just want a finger in his asshole, and I think that is something that you as a couple can kind of come to an agreement on. Like maybe work out something like here and there. Maybe like once a week, or maybe like, hey, this like 15 minutes of our sexual activity. Yeah, you're just like throwing shit behind me. You're like back here in this
you're like very calmly explaining it, and I'm just like fucking like breaking your office.
Everything's just falling apart.
That would be fucking good cop, bad cop for marriage counseling.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
Good shit.
All right, let's write that down.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too.
That's going to be a thing. That's going to be the next sketch.
What a good time.
Fuck yeah.
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us on episode 40 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast.
We're over the hill now.
We're old as shit. We're going to be dads now, I guess. So it'll be great. We're going to laugh like that from now on.
It's a real fucking knee slapper there, chump.
Sport. We're going to get sent back to 1957. Everything's going to be in like sepia tone for some reason now.
Dude, we're going to talk like this. Welcome to episode 41 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast, Serenade Time.
Why don't you all put up your dukes and we'll get a nice little throwdown here. just some like weird fucking old-timey shit.
What's the deal with women, huh?
Fuck. Let's just take it all the way back, I guess. Jesus Christ. Well, hey, we had...
I think mine's broken.
Oh, dude. Oh, that was bad. We're just gonna make it just way just aggressive.
God, so horrible.
Just aggressively over masculine.
Holy shit.
Just like the entirety of the 1950s. Dude, it'd be a great time.
Fucking A. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you guys at episode 41 next time. Middle of the day,
middle of the week. Peace. I'm using that as my fucking text message ringtone now.
Man, someone's calling you.